Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to do another video today, hopefully a quick one. This is going to be about Anderson products, and I've gotten a lot of questions on my videos about why I don't like Anderson, and I want to make a quick video of them. So I've used their products, and this is a build I did on their lower with a lower parts kit also by Anderson. And now you've seen a lot of videos, or maybe a lot of things on the internet about what's wrong with Anderson and kind of these little horror stories, people get. And I'm going to go real quickly over what happened with mine. But this video is not just to talk about how bad their stuff is. A little more to it than that. But I do want to really quickly tell you what happened with this one. So I have a video up about doing it like a step-by-step lower build of a lower receiver, and I used the Anderson for that, and I had a few issues going on with it. And start with this one was kind of the bigger one, was with the bolt, rather the magazine release, and it was this button here, and of course this piece on this side over here that screws in. And this is not the original one that came with it. The one I built with it is this one right here. And so here's the plunger that was in there originally, that came with the Anderson, and it just got really sticky in there. It wouldn't function properly. Loosen it, tighten it, didn't matter. It just didn't function properly. So I actually took it to the grinder, and I hope you can see that little shiny marks there. I started grinding it, and I fitted it about 3 or 4 different times where I'd grind a little bit more and then put it back on, grind a little more, put it back on there, and it was super frustrating. And finally I just kind of gave up and left it in there, and it wouldn't properly function. It would come out and stick, and then it wouldn't go in, and you have to pop it in. So I eventually had to buy a whole new kit from Palmetto State Armory, which is kind of my fallback. I spent a lot of money with them. And so this is a Palmetto State Armory magazine release. And so this just has some bad tolerances. I've actually colored it in with a Sharpie to kind of make up for it, but it ended up being a huge waste of time. The next thing that happened is these pins. These are the original pins that were in it. I did put them in correctly. Those are the original Anderson pins that came with the lower parts kit. And popped them in, and it went in okay. And then first time going to the range, those pins actually walked out, and the whole trigger just went cockeyed sideways there, and the whole gun would not work. And of course I looked down at the pins, and I saw it was just one of them, was the trigger one, but it went in, and so the whole trigger mechanism was turned sideways, and the gun would not function. I was able to fix it there in the range and keep on shooting it. But it was embarrassing, and your AR-15 should not be doing that. So then I went and bought some anti-rotation pins, as you can see here. And I've always thought those are kind of a gimmick, but it ended up being a quick fix on this gun, and I've never had any problems with it since then. So all the money I saved on buying the Anderson lower parts kit with the Anderson receiver, I definitely lost it by having to buy, all new parts. But the gun works fine now, but I'm not a fan of Anderson. The reason why I made this video is because people are always, commenting, well, I have Anderson and it works great. And that's always people's comeback when they defend buying subpar crap. I believe that Anderson is trying their best, and they're kind of new on the market. They've been a machining company for a super long time, like half a century, but they're kind of new with it, less than 10 years. I think more like 6 or 7 years, building AR-15 stuff, and they boast a lot, but I still think that you get what you pay for, and they are the cheapest thing out there, period. So you can't expect to get a Noveski or whatever, or Colt or whatever. There's a lot of other good brands out there. And so people that that make that comment, I usually come back and say, Well, if Anderson costs the same as Noveski, would you still buy Anderson? Well, of course you wouldn't, because you know what you're getting when you buy a higher brand AR-15. So just like any other product, I usually compare it to like Kills primer. I used to work in the paint department at Home Depot, or like Thompson's water seal. Those are big brands and everyone swears by them, but they are popular because they are the cheapest thing out there. So if you try and tell someone, oh, that stuff is crap, it doesn't work, people will get on the defense because that's all they've ever used, and they defend it. And that's the same thing with Anderson. You are getting what you're paying for. It's not mil spec. They've tried their best. Mil spec is just kind of a word now with AR-15s, but Anderson claims that they are. But they got things that are out of spec, and they're still working on it. I believe they have good customer service, but I'm not going to deal with them. And then I won't build any more on their products. So I hope this was informative. I'm sure if you look down in the comments, you're going to see people say, I have an Anderson and it works great, and they're going to get defensive, and that's okay. When people spend a lot of money on a product, it's easy to defend it rather than realize that, hey, that's really cheap. That's the cheapest thing out there. And that's the same thing with me with Palmetto State Armory. I buy a lot of their products, but I also understand that they are not the most high quality product out there. So if I get a bad product, I kind of have myself to blame. And so I have the same message for you Anderson fanboys out there. So maybe I'll put a sticker over this and put like a My Little Pony sticker on it or something. But that's it. So thanks for watching. Check out my other build video where I actually put this together. It goes pretty okay with the build until I put on the magazine release. But thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like and leave your comments. Even if they're hate comments, that's okay. Thanks for watching.